Welcome to English via AI. Imagine a man leaving a successful job for an uncertain dream. He sits inside a car while his wife drives west. During that journey, he writes a plan for an online bookstore. The internet is still unfamiliar to most ordinary people. Shopping online feels risky, slow, and strangely impersonal. Yet, this man sees something others do not see. He believes the internet will transform how people buy everything. His small business begins inside a rented house in Washington. Books soon travel from that house to customers across America. Years later, the company will sell almost every kind of product. It will also change technology, entertainment, delivery, and global business. Its success will create enormous wealth and influence. It will also bring criticism about workers, competition, taxes, and power. The man will later turn toward newspapers, charity, and space travel. His journey will move far beyond an online bookstore. This is the story of Jeff Bezos. It is a story of curiosity, risk, ambition, controversy, and long-term thinking. Jeffrey Preston Jorgensen was born on January 12, 1964. He was born in Albuquerque, New Mexico, in the United States. His mother, Jacqueline Gies, was still a teenager. His biological father, Ted Jorgensen, was also very young. The young marriage faced serious financial and personal difficulties. Jeff's parents separated while he was still very small. Jacqueline continued caring for her young son. She also worked hard to continue her own education. She later met a Cuban immigrant named Miguel Bezos. Miguel had arrived in America without knowing much English. Jacqueline and Miguel married when Jeff was 4. Miguel then adopted Jeff and gave him the Bezos family name. Jeff later described Miguel as his true father. Miguel's story also taught him about courage and opportunity. The family moved as Miguel's engineering career developed. Jeff grew up in a home that valued education and hard work. His childhood began with uncertainty and major family changes. However, a stable and supportive home soon helped him grow. Jeff spent many childhood summers with his maternal grandparents. They owned a large ranch in southern Texas. His grandfather, Lawrence Gies, had worked in government science programs. He encouraged Jeff to solve problems independently. Life on the ranch required patience and practical skill. Broken tools and machines could not always be replaced quickly. Jeff learned to repair equipment with available materials. He helped with pumps, fences, vehicles, and other ranch work. These tasks taught him an important lesson about invention. A difficult problem often becomes manageable when divided into smaller parts. The ranch also gave Jeff time to read. He enjoyed science fiction stories about distant worlds and future technology. He became especially interested in space exploration. The idea of humans living beyond Earth captured his imagination. His grandfather treated difficult questions with respect. He did not dismiss Jeff simply because he was young. Those summers shaped Jeff's practical and imaginative sides. He learned to fix present problems while dreaming about the distant future. Jeff showed strong curiosity from an early age. He often wanted to understand how ordinary objects worked. As a small child, He reportedly took apart his bed. He wanted greater freedom instead of sleeping inside a child's crib. He later created small alarms and electrical devices. Some were designed to keep his younger siblings away from his room. The devices were simple, but the purpose was important. Jeff was learning to use technology to control his environment. He also built projects from common household materials. His family supported this curiosity instead of stopping it. Jeff enjoyed books, experiments, and science programs. He was especially interested in computers as they became more available. The family later moved to Miami, Florida. There, Jeff attended Miami Palmetto Senior High School. He performed strongly in school and joined science activities. He also worked at a fast food restaurant during one summer. That restaurant job taught him about speed and organized systems. These lessons later became important in his business life. Jeff was an excellent student during high school. He received recognition for his academic ability and leadership. He joined a science training program at the University of Florida. The experience strengthened his interest in technology and engineering. During his graduation speech, Jeff discussed human life in space. He imagined millions of people living beyond Earth. This dream did not disappear after school. It remained one of his deepest, long-term goals. Jeff believed Earth should be protected for future generations. He imagined heavy industry moving away from the planet. These ideas sounded unrealistic to many listeners. However, Jeff often thought in decades rather than months. He wanted to study subjects connected with invention. Princeton University offered the difficult education he wanted. Jeff first considered becoming a theoretical physicist. He later saw that some classmates had stronger natural ability in that field. He changed direction without abandoning science completely. Computer science and electrical engineering became his main academic subjects. Jeff entered Princeton University in New Jersey. It was one of America's most respected academic institutions. The courses were difficult and highly competitive. Jeff studied computer science, mathematics, and electrical engineering. He learned how computer systems processed information. He also studied how networks could connect people and machines. These subjects were becoming increasingly important during the 1980s. Personal computers were slowly entering offices and homes. Jeff joined academic organizations and student activities. He continued developing leadership and problem-solving skills. In 1986, he graduated with high honors. He earned degrees in electrical engineering and computer science. His education gave him valuable technical knowledge. It also trained him to examine complex systems carefully. Jeff now had several attractive career choices. Major companies wanted graduates with his rare technical abilities. Instead of following one fixed path, he entered finance and technology. This decision placed him near the early digital economy. After Princeton, Jeff joined a telecommunications company called Fitel. The company was building systems for international financial trading. His work connected technology with global business. He learned how computers could move information across borders quickly. Jeff soon received greater responsibility at the company. His technical knowledge helped him communicate with engineers and business leaders. He later worked for Bankers Trust in New York. There, he continued working with financial computer systems. Banking showed him how valuable fast information could become. It also taught him about risk, money, and large organizations. Jeff then joined the investment company D.E. Shaw. The firm used computers and mathematics to study financial markets. Its founder, David Shaw, valued unusual and technical thinking. Jeff quickly rose to a senior position within the company. At D.E. Shaw, Jeff studied possible internet businesses. The internet was growing rapidly, but remained unfamiliar to most people. This work placed him directly before a historic opportunity. Soon, one powerful statistic would change his entire direction. While working at D.E. Shaw, Jeff met Mackenzie Tuttle. She had studied English at Princeton and wanted to become a writer. Mackenzie joined the company as a research associate. Her office was located close to Jeff's office. They began talking and soon developed a relationship. They married in 1993 after a relatively short courtship. Mackenzie became an important partner in Jeff's early business journey. She supported his decision to leave a secure career. The choice carried serious personal and financial risk. Jeff could have continued earning a strong salary in New York. Instead, the couple prepared to move across the country. They wanted to build a company around the growing internet. Mackenzie drove much of the journey toward Seattle. Jeff worked on his business plan while they traveled. Their partnership helped make the early company possible. Mackenzie later worked on accounts and other practical tasks. The road west became a turning point in both lives. A risky idea was becoming a real business plan. During the early 1990s, the internet grew at remarkable speed. Jeff studied this growth while working at D.E. Shaw. He later described seeing an enormous yearly increase in web use. The number convinced him that something important was beginning. Jeff created a list of products that might sell online. He considered music, computer software, and several other categories. Books appeared especially suitable for internet sales. Millions of different titles existed, but no physical shop could hold them all. An online store could offer a much larger selection. Customers could search for books without visiting several different shops. The idea also matched the technology available at that time. Books were standard products that could be packed and shipped easily. Jeff discussed the plan with his employer. D.E. Shaw did not choose to build the bookstore with him. Leaving the company meant abandoning security and status. Jeff still feared regretting a missed opportunity more than a failed attempt. He called this idea his regret minimization framework. Thinking about his future self helped him accept the immediate risk. Jeff chose Seattle as the company's home. The city offered technology workers and access to a large book distributor. Washington State also had a smaller population than several major states. At that time, online sales tax rules made location important. Jeff and Mackenzie rented a house in Bellevue. The house included a garage that became part of Amazon's early story. The business did not begin as a polished company. It started with a few people, basic equipment, and uncertain plans. Jeff hired programmer Shel Kaphan as an early employee. Kaphan helped build the technical system behind the online store. The team worked long hours to prepare the website. They needed search tools, payment systems, and a large book database. Early desks were reportedly made from wooden doors. This cheap design later became part of Amazon's company culture. Jeff wanted the business to remain careful with money. He believed savings should support lower prices and better service. The company was still tiny and unknown. However, its founder was already planning for enormous future growth. Jeff first called the company Cadabra. The name came from the magical phrase, abracadabra. The name created confusion during spoken conversations. Some listeners heard a darker word instead of cadabra. Jeff began searching for a stronger name. He studied a dictionary while considering possible choices. He found the name Amazon under the letter A. The Amazon River was vast, powerful, and famous around the world. Jeff wanted to build Earth's largest bookstore. The river's enormous scale matched his ambition for the company. The letter A offered another small advantage. Alphabetical lists often placed Amazon near the beginning. The company officially became Amazon.com. Its early logo suggested books flowing through a river-like shape. The name allowed future expansion beyond books. It did not limit the company to one product category. A simple naming choice carried a large vision. Amazon was preparing to enter the public internet marketplace. Amazon.com opened to the public in July 1995. The website offered access to a huge range of books. Customers could search by title, author, or subject. They could order books without leaving their homes. Online shopping still felt strange to many people. Some customers worried about payments and delivery. The first orders came from friends and early internet users. Soon, strangers began buying books from distant places. A bell reportedly rang after each early sale. The team stopped using it when orders arrived too quickly. Workers packed books on the floor at first. Their knees became sore during long packing sessions. One employee suggested using packing tables instead. Jeff later called this a simple but valuable improvement. Amazon shipped books across America and other countries. Its early growth showed that online shopping could work. The small Seattle company had found its first audience. Now, it needed to grow without losing customer trust. Amazon's sales increased quickly during its early years. The company needed more workers, warehouses, and computer systems. Jeff focused on growth instead of immediate profit. He wanted Amazon to build a strong position first. This approach worried some financial experts. They questioned whether Amazon could ever earn reliable profits. Jeff argued that long-term value mattered more. He asked investors to judge the company over many years. In 1997, Amazon became a publicly traded company. Its shares began trading on the Nasdaq Stock Exchange. The public offering gave Amazon more money for expansion. It also placed the company under greater public attention. Amazon began selling music, films, toys, and electronics. The online bookstore was becoming a wider retail business. The company also expanded into more countries. New websites served customers in several major international markets. Amazon was growing at an extraordinary speed. However, a major technology crisis was approaching fast. During the late 1990s, internet companies attracted huge investments. Many businesses gained money without strong plans or profits. This period became known as the dot-com boom. Investors believed Almost every internet company could become valuable. Amazon also benefited from this excitement. Its public value rose while the company continued losing money. Then, the market changed sharply in 2000. Many internet businesses failed during the dot-com crash. Amazon's share price fell heavily during this period. Critics predicted that the company might collapse completely. Jeff responded by reducing costs and improving operations. Amazon closed some facilities and removed many jobs. The company still had customers and growing sales. Unlike many failed companies, it offered a useful working service. Amazon later reported its first full-year profit in 2003. The results showed that its business model could survive. The crisis tested Jeff's long-term belief. Amazon emerged weaker in value, but stronger in discipline. Amazon wanted to offer more products without owning everything. It opened its website to independent outside sellers. This system became known as Amazon Marketplace. Small businesses could reach customers through Amazon's popular website. Customers gained access to a much larger selection. Amazon earned fees from sales made by other merchants. The system also created strong competition between sellers. Several businesses could offer the same product at different prices. Customer reviews became another important Amazon feature. Buyers could publicly describe good and bad experiences. Some publishers disliked negative book reviews. Jeff believed honest opinions made the store more useful. Reviews helped customers make informed choices. They also created difficult problems involving false or unfair comments. Amazon later introduced systems to mark verified purchases. It also worked to detect dishonest review activity. Marketplace and reviews helped Amazon become a digital shopping center. The company was no longer simply an online shop. Delivery speed remained a major online shopping problem. Customers disliked waiting and paying separate shipping fees. Amazon introduced Prime in the United States in 2005. Members paid a yearly fee for faster shipping. The plan seemed risky and expensive at first. Heavy users could receive many deliveries without extra shipping charges. Jeff believed the service would increase customer loyalty. Members might choose Amazon before visiting another shop. Prime later added films, television, music, and other benefits. It became more than a shipping program. The service encouraged customers to shop more frequently. It also helped Amazon collect steady membership revenue. Competitors had to improve their own delivery services. Fast shipping slowly became a normal customer expectation. Prime increased pressure on warehouses and delivery networks. Orders needed to move with greater speed and accuracy. The membership program changed online shopping habits. Convenience became one of Amazon's strongest business advantages. Amazon built powerful computer systems for its growing store. Different teams needed reliable access to shared technology. The company realized other businesses faced similar problems. Many needed computing power without building expensive data centers. Amazon Web Services began offering online technology tools. Its major cloud services launched during the 2000s. Cloud computing provides storage and computing through the internet. Customers pay for the resources they actually use. Small companies could now access powerful digital systems. They did not need to purchase large amounts of hardware. Large companies and public organizations also became customers. AWS supported websites, applications, research, and government services. The service developed into a major Amazon business. It also became an important part of the modern Internet. AWS generated strong profits for the company. Those profits helped support investment in other Amazon operations. Jeff had expanded Amazon far beyond retail. The online bookstore now provided technology to businesses worldwide. Books had started Amazon's journey in 1995. Years later, Jeff returned to books through digital technology. Amazon released the first Kindle reader in 2007. The small device stored many electronic books. Users could purchase and download books wirelessly. They no longer needed to visit a shop or wait for delivery. The Kindle screen was designed for comfortable reading. Its electronic ink looked different from a bright computer screen. Publishers and writers faced a changing marketplace. Electronic books offered convenience, but challenged older business models. Amazon also allowed writers to publish books independently. This gave new authors easier access to readers. Critics worried about Amazon's power over book prices. Booksellers also struggled against online and digital competition. Amazon later invested heavily in films and television. Its entertainment services became part of the Prime membership. The company had moved from selling media to producing it. Jeff's business now shaped both distribution and creative industries. Amazon's growth required a huge physical network. Warehouses stored products and prepared millions of customer orders. Inside these centers, workers picked, packed, and moved goods. Software measured inventory, routes, speed, and performance. Amazon introduced robots into many warehouses. These machines moved shelves and reduced some walking tasks. The company also built its own delivery network. Vans, aircraft, local stations, and contractors carried Amazon packages. Fast delivery pleased many customers. However, it created intense pressure throughout the system. Workers reported demanding targets and physical strain. Some described limited breaks and fear of missing performance goals. Amazon said it invested heavily in safety. The company also raised wages and created training programs. Labor groups continued asking for better conditions. Some workers organized unions despite strong company resistance. Amazon's convenience depends on real human labor. A balanced story must include the people behind every delivery. Amazon's size created concern among businesses and governments. Critics said its power could weaken fair competition. Small sellers depended on Amazon's marketplace for customers. Some also worried that Amazon could study their sales information. Lawmakers examined Amazon's business methods. They questioned its control over shopping, cloud services, and digital markets. The company also faced questions about taxes. Critics argued that large companies should contribute fairly wherever they operate. Supporters pointed to Amazon's innovation and low prices. They said competition had forced many businesses to improve. In 2013, Jeff personally bought The Washington Post. The newspaper remained separate from Amazon's retail business. He invested in technology and digital growth at the newspaper. The purchase increased his influence beyond commerce and technology. In July 2021, Jeff stepped down as Amazon's chief executive. Andy Jassy became the company's new chief executive. Jeff became Amazon's executive chair instead. This transition gave him more time for other long-term projects. Jeff founded the space company Blue Origin in 2000. His childhood dream of life beyond Earth remained strong. Blue Origin develops rockets and space technology. Its long-term goal involves helping people live and work in space. In July 2021, Jeff traveled briefly into space. He flew aboard Blue Origin's New Shepard vehicle. The flight fulfilled a personal dream. It also attracted criticism about wealth, workers, and private space travel. Jeff has supported several charitable projects. These include climate work, education, homelessness, and disaster support. He created the Bezos Earth Fund in 2020. The fund supports work connected with climate and nature. His public giving has grown over time. Critics still compare it with his enormous wealth and business influence. Jeff Bezos' story includes vision, discipline, risk, and controversy. His company changed shopping, but also raised difficult social questions. The simple takeaway is clear. Think long-term. Serve customers. Accept criticism. And remember the people behind success. Vocabulary, meanings and examples from the story. Curiosity, a strong desire to learn or understand. Example, Jeff showed strong curiosity from an early age. Ranch, a large farm used for animals or crops. Example, they owned a large ranch in southern Texas. Opportunity, a good chance to do something valuable. Example, this work placed him directly before a historic opportunity. Distributor, a business that supplies products to other sellers. Example, the city offered access to a large book distributor. Database, an organized collection of digital information. Example, they needed search tools, payment systems, and a large book database. Profit, money remaining after business costs are paid. Example, Jeff focused on growth instead of immediate profit. Marketplace, a place or service where people buy and sell. Example, this system became known as Amazon Marketplace. Subscription, a payment for continued access to a service. Example, Prime created a subscription relationship with loyal customers. Cloud, internet-based storage and computing services. Example, cloud computing provides storage and computing through the internet. Inventory, the products a business has available for sale. Example, software measured inventory, routes, speed, and performance. Competition, the effort to succeed against other businesses. Example, critics said its power could weaken fair competition. Philanthropy, the use of money or resources to help others. Example, Jeff has supported several charitable projects. Grammar tip, because and so. We use because to give a reason. We use so to show the result of that reason. Example 1. Jeff chose books because an online store could offer a huge selection. Example 2. Amazon needed more space, so the company built larger warehouses. A simple way to remember. Because answers why, while so explains what happened next. Jeff Bezos turned a small online bookstore into a global company. Amazon changed shopping, technology, entertainment, and delivery. His long-term thinking produced enormous success. It also created difficult questions about labor, competition, taxes, and private power. His story shows that innovation carries responsibility. Every fast delivery depends on workers, systems, resources, and important choices. So, here is a question for you to think about. How can a successful company grow without forgetting people? If you enjoyed this story, please like this video, share it with a friend who needs to hear it, and comment below with one lesson you will carry with you. Subscribe to English via AI for more real stories that help you learn English, one journey at a time. Keep learning, keep building.